Hey guys, hope we're all doing good. It's Andrew here. I'm tripping to the Imaginary Cat's handyman and messenger. I've been sent here to read you some anonymous stories from psytrance parties and festivals that are either meaningful in some way or just general shits and giggles. The people are the party and the stories are the people. Love you lots guys, miss you lots, can't wait to see you again soon. It will only be a matter of time. I'm going to briefly introduce you to the Trippingtons brand if you're not familiar with it. Trippington is an imaginary cat and he asked us for a ball. We thought he meant for an awesome psytrance and techno party. In the end it turned out that he did just need a ball to play with, but we threw the party anyway and it went very well. We are organising new parties soon for after the lockdown. In the meantime, been focusing on the Trippington characters. You also have Ali the alien and Mushy the talking mushroom. They're his chums. And we also have Dr. Quackers, who's the new one. He's like the baddie of the story because every story needs a baddie. He collects mushrooms for his own pride and stores them in jars or on his ceiling to show off to his friends. One day he finds one that can talk and it tells him the error of his ways and the way he's been treating mushrooms is wrong. So he goes on a mission, a quest, to return the mushroom to the Trippingtons garden where it belongs, and it turns out he's a good guy really. I'm going to read you some stories guys. I'm going to start with my own story that's very meaningful to me. It's about my first ever experience of psytrance. I did not know anything about it. It was a complete sort of accident. I absolutely love everything about it. It's a very big gift. I had tried acid on my own a few times in this room and I was completely fascinated and obsessed with it. I still am. Also not encouraging any illegal activity guys. It's very naughty, abide by the law and all that. Anyhow, I was obsessed with psychedelics, I really loved it and I wanted some people to do it with because none of my mates are interested, and I was looking on the internet, found that there was a festival. All I knew that it was a psychedelic festival of some kind. I didn't ever hear the psytrance music or know anything about the culture. I remember getting on a coach from Bristol. This was very far out of my comfort zone to go to a festival alone. I remember getting on the coach nervous to speak to people. I met this couple called Alan and Serena, and guys, if you're watching this, I love you very much and miss you very much. We will be reunited soon. They made me feel at home straight away. Then I remember the coach actually going into the valley itself. The valley was stunning, like very, very beautiful scenery. The music was 24 hours for 3 days, which I would have never expected. The music itself sort of spoke to me in a way that nothing else ever had. The people I met were just legendary and amazing and hilarious and brilliant and sexy and all of the rest. There were sheep there. I would never expect to see sheep at a festival. There was art. There's a picture on Facebook of it where there's a group of people, all different ages, sat on the hillside, and the thing that really comes across is the sense of wonder and the sort of thought, the sort of look into the horizon, the belief of better things. Every single person in that photo is smiling, either to themselves or to each other. Let's move forward to your stories because it's the real gold here. Sunrise, 2005 or 2010, we parked on a racetrack and got on the bus. We got so stoned in the queue that left all the stuff on the bus. Got off the bus and realised, shit, our stuff's still on the bus just as it was driving away. Then luckily it came back around again and no one had nicked anything. My mate is a legendary snorer. We go to festivals and we make him camp 10 metres away from us at least. We put a bag of earplugs on his tent so people can use them when camping next to him. There was one time when I suddenly couldn't feel my nose and spent half the morning asking people if I still had a nose. There was one time when I felt the DJs were surrounded by jellyfish. Spent hours ranting on why they had to choose blue jellyfish instead of pink jellyfish. My mate forgot to stash her stuff in the queue. Basically, when I checked if she had, there was only a few people left in front of us. She was like, oh shit, and started putting them everywhere. About halfway through the night later, she was complaining that she probably lost a few in the process, and I saw something green sticking out of her ear. I pulled it out, and it was a green Incredible Hulk pill. We pissed ourselves laughing at how and why the fuck she thought it would be a good idea to put that in her ear, and she just thought she'd got a bit deaf, and maybe it was part of the trip. Not encouraging drugs, guys. There was one time where I had had a bottle of acid for about a year. I thought that it had all diminished due to evaporation and what was left would not work, so we split what was remaining between the three of us. All three of us ended up tripping the whole weekend without sleep. There were points where I was being looked after by my girlfriend and watching a film in our van, but other points where I was out talking to people and hatting to people. Oh, you mean chatting to people? Hatting to people is cool too. This next one is secretly about me from someone else's perspective. Once I was at Tribe of Frog and had an amazing time. At 7 o'clock in the morning, when the sound system had turned off, I was about to leave and I ran into my mate who asked me, "Hey, did you just get here?" Yeah, so about that I was a little bit confused. Anyhow, I'll tell one about you because it's only fair. We were at a festival a couple of years ago partying together and we sat down to take some acid. I had the acid in my wallet, so I opened the wallet and took the acid out. We took it, carried on partying, we were dancing together. After a little while of dancing, I realised that I did not have my wallet anymore, which had £300 of cash in it, and my bank cards and driving licence, which was pretty stupid. The acid was really kicking in, and I started spent the next hour or so looking for it with an intense headspace. And she basically eventually was just like, "Look, mate, stop it, just move past it, move forward, enjoy yourself, it's gone." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right, let's move past it, let's go forward, it's gone, let's move forward, yeah." And then she was just like, "No, we've got to find it." And then she started looking for it. I did find it the next day though, so that was good. I was a bit spangled and had been up for 3 days, barely slept, was bedding down eventually, and it was raining really hard. I was tripping and spinning out, and I was searching around my tent and be like, "Oh shit," and my mate was like, "What's up? What you lost?" And I said, "Mate, I lost my nan's keys." And she was like, "Oh, you lost your nan's keys, have you?" I like that word. At Equinox, I was on shrooms. I created a group of dancing naked women, and we fought off loads of men from our circle like shield maidens. And also at Green Gathering, I was halfway through a sweat lodge and then decided to run up to the dance tent naked and got on stage with 2 other women and danced to the last song. Okay, this next one's about my party. Trippington's Ball, don't do drugs at my party, kids. Anyhow, the trip I experienced at Trippington's Ball was probably the most crazy one so far. Mixing 2CB and DMT was crazy, the decor became 3D and the people just blended into patterns. I also saw other people having out-of-body experiences, which was mad. It spun me when I had the same person either side of me dancing symmetrically. Also, at the peak of the trip, the walls were melting at a point, they blended into the floor and it looked like it was flowing, so just kept moving around carefully at the thought that I could slip. I also remember apologising to a cat on the wall after bumping into it. He did tell me his name, but I can't remember it. Don't do drugs at my parties. Dancing on stage at Switzerland while Asterix was playing, the festival owner was sitting on a Void sound system with me, probably the best experience of my life. Awakening parties in Reading in the early 2000s, it got to the end of the night and the organiser got on the stage and he said, "What do you want, the good news or the bad news?" Everyone was like, "The good news." And then he was like, "We have an extra hour." And then he was like, "The bad news is there is no bad news." This one is secretly my favourite. Go Cream was my first ever festival on my own and also my first purely psytrance festival. After setting up my tent, I watched people walk in the music tent, but I was too nervous to head in yet. Eventually, I got bored of sitting outside my tent and started strolling towards the music tent. Each step I took, the music got louder. I could feel the bass going through my body. By the time I made it to the back of the tent, I had the world's biggest smile on my face. I worked my way to the front, and by the time I got there, I started dancing my socks off, except I wasn't wearing any shoes or socks. And that's where I stayed for the rest of the weekend. I made the most amazing friends, and I grew so much in those 3 days. It's a weekend that I'll always cherish in my heart. Cool, nice one guys, hope you have a good one anyway. We'll be doing some more stuff on here, some more online entertainment, and we'll also be planning the next party as soon as lockdown is over guys. Miss you very much, have a good one, see you soon.